Okay guys, come with me on today's video. We're gonna be in here in the White's Learning Center and we're gonna get this floor covered that we framed up last week. Let's get busy with it. Okay, so didn't do it on camera, but we went ahead and got some tar SSC and mixed it a little heavy-handed and went ahead and pre-treated all this yesterday so it could dry, so it wouldn't be anything wet to be working on top of. Now it's time to start in here. And here's what I'm doing and give you my train of thought on it. When we covered this floor, we started from that side and worked our way over, right? So when we worked our way over, this over here, you know, you get a little bit of crookedness. Every time you go, you might get off a 16th, 32nd, whatever, and it adds up. So we don't know that this board here and this board here and this opening, we don't know if they're running exactly in a straight line or, you know, parallel with what we want here. So to make sure we got a straight line in here, we're going to chalk a line from down there all the way down here. And that line will be for the second board in here, the first whole board that doesn't have to be notched or placed inside these openings. We'll lay it, and then we'll go back and fill this gap. We'll ensure that we don't end up with a discrepancy and a gap in here. We're going to set this first board with that chalk line where instead of a 5.5 to 5 3/4 width like these boards actually are, we're going to go with 5 inches. That way we have a little bit of narrower of a space, and we'll go back and fill it in. So I'll rip that board down to 5 or whatever it takes to fill the gap, and then router the edge where it looks normal. Have that chamfered edge on it like comes on a board, a deck board. And you'll never notice that little bit of difference, and that'll ensure that we have a straight line out here to start with so we don't gain going across. Ideally, it'd be good to start in the middle and work both ways. That way any discrepancies you have work out to each wall each way, and it's not such a big difference by the time you get all the way across the room. But since we're working against this, we want to ensure it doesn't look like a ripped piece or a little narrow piece in there. We want it to be kind of seamless looking, so we're going to do this instead. All right, let's get back with it. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a little tip. I ain't gonna call it a pro tip because I'm no pro, but I have done it a bunch. This board right here, as you can see, there's a gap right here. This board's straight until it gets to about right here. Then it's got a dog leg that kicks it back towards me here and makes that gap. So I take a scrap piece of wood. Now there is a couple different ways to do this, but this is my way that I prefer. Scrap piece of wood, and usually just a screw on two places to do it. But since this one's got such a gap, I figured it's a lot of pressure, so I went ahead and put 4 in it. And I cut me a wedge like this, and I put it in there. Let's see if I can do this left-handed. And I drive it in till it closes that gap up. You see there, the gap's completely closed up. Then I run my screws in, and then I can take this back off and it'll stay in place. Hope that helps somebody that don't know what they're doing, because I was once that guy and still am a lot of days. All right, in case y'all wondering, y'all about to find out, this pulpit here that was put in the ground temporarily on that post, I'm gonna saw that off. We might put a base on it, or we might just, I got another one, I got my eye on it, the flea market I might buy. It's an antique one from my old church I might put in here. But either way, we want it where we can move it around for different functions. So we're gonna saw that off, because we're done with the temporary. We're going in with the permanent. All right, we still have this much more to go on the main floor, but I'm gonna jump over to cutting this edge right here, where they're all out there long. You can see my chalk line there. I already got it. And these boards at the end, I went ahead and cut them right before I placed them in, because you can't get the skill saw upside the post. That way I wouldn't have to do it with anything else. And the reason I'm jumping to that, because that's the 12-foot boards for it, and we're putting down 16s now. And I want to move them. I got to move them to finish this, and I don't want to move them twice, so I'm going to pick them up, cut them, and use them right here on this ramp and be done with it. So let's get busy with it. Let me go in a little more detail about what I've done here and why. So you can see we transitioned from the boards going this way to the ramp going this way. And the reason I chose to do that, because I thought about it a little bit. I didn't want butt ends connecting right here, because it would look like a wavier line no matter how straight you cut them, how much you chalk them. Excuse me. You'd have some variation. So I chalked this line, cut it. I took the router and put a beveled edge all the way across these ends, so you don't have a catch or something to splinter out there and peel these boards up and make a mess. It just makes a harder nose on there, just like your stair treads have a nose on it. That's the same thing you're going for here, is give that hard edge. Then this board, I found that angle with my bevel gauge, set my saw, and I ripped the angle all the way down this edge so it would get up real tight against that board. Even though it was close anyway, I wanted as tight as it could be. And I re-beveled it with the router. And then I made sure to use my block and wedge and get it as tight as I could. There's a little variation, but most of that's probably in my saw cut, because I ain't best with a saw sometimes. But that looks a lot better, and there's nothing, you can't really feel any edge on there. Your foot won't catch, you can't get your toe on it and trip. It'll make it look better for longer and be safer. Biggest thing we're gonna have to contend with is the slope of our ramp and it getting slick when it gets wet. But that's what it is, because I didn't want the ramp going way out there in the yard. And it is what it is. We're gonna have to put some grip on there somehow to combat that. But let's get back to covering it. Well, I call the ramp pretty much done. Still need to haul in some gravel or dirt or something here to build this up so it's level, instead of bringing the deck on out in this ground. We'll just add some dirt right there. It'll be good to go. We got the gate working, latch into place with the piece of rebar through the hole in the floor. And then we got to get back to work and finish decking the floor over here. Let's get back busy with it. All right, guys, you can see boys has got the dirt around the edge of this, so there's no tripping hazard. Got the ramp coming in, the floor's all done. Got the last coat of paint on the picnic tables, put some little blocks under them and got them in here. And we're complete. Just need to do some trim around these cased openings here. We also got the ramp going out the front entrance as well. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it.
Please like, subscribe, and follow us on social media.
As always, God gets the glory for the good in my life. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Please feel free to reach out to the email in the description below with any questions you may have about our faith or what we do here at Lighted Path Ranch. God bless.